Today I want to talk about how to stay connected to the source within you in the real world. Here we go.
This is your life, no one else has gotta live it. This is your fight that only you can win.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne, your certified spiritual rock star. And if you are new here, welcome. If you'd like to get videos just like this one, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell for notifications. If you would also like to get email notifications when you sign up for Empire Updates, I will give you a free guided meditation. So you can do that here or down in the link below. Okay, so this actually is to answer questions that I got from two people regarding how to stay connected, but then also how to stay connected when you're dealing with real world problems. I've been hearing this word of integration, of really integrating the spirit with the human self. And many of my followers, people that follow me on Facebook and people that are in my membership and private clients of mine, most of you guys know that I started writing a book within this last year, and it is all about integrating. It's all about integrating the spiritual self and having a spiritual connection while living in the real world. It's actually more specifically about living through even what some may consider traumatic experiences, still connected with source energy. So the working title of that book is Magic Happens When Light Meets Dark. And it's really all about that, finding yourself between spirituality and humanity. So what better question to ask than this question? So the two questions that I got were from my beloved member and Rockin' Empath. So he's not only a part of my monthly membership, my paid membership, but he's also a member of the Rockin' Empath group, and he is a Rockin' Empath graduate as well because he took my course. Morgan, who we love so much, he has the most amazing questions because he's such an inquisitive human being. But also someone who I've never heard one from before by the name of Stefan that contacted me through email, through my website. So I just want to thank both of you for being so inquisitive and for always wanting to be seekers and wanting to know more about having connection with your source. But the one question from Stefan was, how do I stay in the beingness? Was really what his question was. And then Morgan's question was more, how do I stay connected in the real world? And I think that those two questions really come hand in hand because the only reason you would have struggle staying in the beingness would be because of the real world life problems. So what I want to first, okay, what source is telling me to tell you, I was going to tell you something different, but Spirit's got something else to say to you. Spirit is telling me to tell you to meditate. And I know that that seems like, I don't know, for some reason I feel like I don't feel like I should push it on people to meditate because everybody I talk to is like, yeah, I don't really meditate and I don't think I can really do that. But I have found the intense benefits from meditation. And I think what I would rather see you guys do is not take meditation as another thing to, this is totally it right here. Okay, thank you guys. Don't look at meditation as just another thing to add to your daily regimen that you should be doing. Like I should be eating more apples and oranges, and I should be working out more, and I should be meditating more, and I should be reading more self-help books. That's not what I want you to look at meditation as. What I would like to see you look at meditation as a time for you to just connect with your true self. Because here's the thing. Imagine that every morning as you step out into the world, this is totally just coming right off the top of the dome, but imagine as you step out into the world, it's as if the hand of God comes down, as if that were really real, and then just plops you into a map or a maze even, but really I'm sensing it as like a map, like just putting you on a map. and you're just roaming around like aimless, right? You're just like, I don't know where I'm going. You're figuring things out. How would it benefit you to first, don't mind the dirt bike driving by my house, but how would it benefit you to first tune into an internal compass before you got dropped onto the map? Because every single day you get dropped onto the map, whether you step outside of your house or not. The fact that you are in a human body, the fact that you woke up today and you were still in your human form means that you just got dropped onto the map. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you could, before, let's say, you're on the map whether you like it or not. And you do like it, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So there's some part of you that wants to be on the map because the map is fun. It's like a treasure hunt, So imagine you're at the beginning of the map. You're at the "you are here" section, right? Imagine you just checking in with your compass and remembering, okay, where do I want to go? Let me check back in with, what are my desires? Who am I? And none of that can come through your mental thought. None of that comes from thought. Now, someone like me, you can look at me and I'm able to literally almost literally talk to spirit, like get messages as I'm standing here. And this is practiced for me. This is not really a normal thing. So I'm able to get source through my thoughts now that I know the difference between what voice is source energy and what voice is just mental chatter. But if you don't know the difference, if you're even asking the question, how can I stay connected in the real world through all the real life pressures, like I gotta pay my bills, but I'm just trying to zen out, like I get that. The way you do it is through connecting with that internal compass. I actually have a compass tattooed on my hand for this very specific reason, to remind me that my compass lies within. That if there's ever a time I'm in question, I'm feeling lost on the map, I'm feeling a sense of fear, I know that I gotta check back in with the compass. And the compass is never in my BFF that I want to tell my whole life story to and get some sort of guidance from. It is never in anything outside of you, but that internal voice within you. And you cannot, okay, nope, they're telling me, nope, that's not true. If you have been raised to stop listening, which most of us have, if you've been raised to stop listening to the internal compass, many of us have been raised to stop listening to the internal compass, then you have to find a way to get back to the truth in you. And meditation, I and many other people have found that to be the best way to get back to the internal compass. Now, what Source is telling me right now is that children follow their internal compass, but I see children as well that are have very strict parents, and those children you can see those children trying to follow. It's like this internal struggle between them trying to follow their own internal compass and then them trying to follow the moral, mental compass that their parents have embedded within them in society and all that other stuff. So you've got all that chatter going on. The internal compass comes when you shut all of that off. So that's the first step to being able to stay connected throughout these real world problems. All right? And just living as a human being. I also think this whole concept of integration, and what I've been learning in my spiritual practice and what this book is that I'm writing, and really what I've been coming into and teaching a lot more as we go on. I mean, if you go back and watch my old videos, my teachings have shifted a bit. Not completely, but they've evolved, we'll say. Because nowadays I look at everything, all of my experiences in my human form, as spiritual experiences. And when you start to look at everything around you as a spiritual experience, because it is essentially, not essentially, it is exactly the manifestation of what's going on energetically with you, and what's going on energetically with you is also the connection with what's going on spiritually, or the disconnection with what's going on spiritually with you as well. So when you start to look at me not being able to pay my bills and having to live these real life problems, this is my spiritual life. This is spirituality, or the lack thereof. This is my feeling. Okay. This is I'm just talking to sort, they're just telling me things to say. The fact that I'm looking at these, quote, real world problems that everybody has to go through, right? We're all just stuck here as human beings. We just got to go through this. I've heard a lot of people in the spiritual world say, like, we, almost that like we were forced to come here as human beings in order to evolve spiritually. I think that's a load of bullshit. No, I'm not putting down anybody else's beliefs, but I want to ask you, does that make you feel good? Because it don't make me feel good, so I don't believe anything that doesn't make me feel good. I don't believe that any of that is real truth. And so what Source just told me was, when you look at your real world problems, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta go through the struggle, I gotta feed myself, I gotta go through the same struggles that every other human being has to go through. Does it feel good to think about? Because what you're doing is you're being stuck in the map and not looking at your compass. Your compass is here trying to say, if it doesn't feel good to think about, it is not in alignment with your highest good. And so Abraham Hicks, I'm going to always bring it back to Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks always teaches us that our inner being is that inner compass, and how we are able to read where north is for us, north being the direction of our desires, right? How we know where we are on the compass and which direction we're going is based off of how we feel. So it is as simple as, if I have this thought, do I feel good? If the answer is no, then think about a thought that does feel good. Feel the ease and relief that you feel thinking about pivoting towards something that does feel good. That is how you stay connected in the real world. And you'll be feeling like you're going like this all day long, because you're weeding through all of your own limiting beliefs. And Source is going, oh, does that feel good to think about? No, that does not feel good to think about. Okay, so what does feel good to think about? So the shortest answer possible, and again, this is an entire book that I'm writing, so it's an entire book worth of subject, probably many books worth of a subject that I can talk about in full depth. But the short answer is to stay connected to the source within you, to stay in the beingness of who you are and who you are meant to be in this world, the fullest expression of your source within you in the flesh, right? Because that's really what we all want here. Because who doesn't? Because that's the joy. That's where all the joy lies. The way to do that is to follow your bliss. And pay attention when you're not feeling bliss. And it's to just follow what feels better than this thought right now. Or if it's an amazing thought, then continue to go deeper into that thought if it feels better. But that's really how you can be a human being fully integrated, or at least on the road to becoming fully integrated. And you've also got to be okay with not feeling high vibe all the time. Right? So Abraham Hicks talks about this, or describes this as a step 5 moment. So step 1 moment would be like living in the contrast being the real world problems, right? You're on the map, you're just feeling lost, you don't know what's going on, except you're experiencing pain. Then we move on to step 2 is ask. The asking comes automatically from living what you do not want. You automatically ask for what you do want, right? From experiencing that contrast, right? Not necessarily that pain, but sometimes that pain. When we get up to a step 5 moment, it's us being okay with stepping back into the contrast. There have been times in my life where it was so good for so long and I was like super bored. I need to mix this up. We can't grow without real world problems, without contrast, but we can understand and appreciate what contrast does for us. It's like expanding the map. We just continue to have more and more to explore, more and more of experiences to have, to be in fully, to enrich us and our lives. And those beautiful experiences where we feel wholly in ourselves, fully an expression of ourselves, in that beingness that Stefan talked about. Those wouldn't feel so good if we didn't have moments where we weren't in those. We don't want to be all blissed out all the time. If we did, we would just be dead. Just be all blissed out all the time. Yes, in the spirit realm, there are variations of good feelings, but they don't have bad feeling. They don't have that harshness. They don't have opposites like this realm does. And so we came here to experience opposing energies so that we can not just grow like I need to learn to teach my lesson this, but grow. Let me tell you the purpose of growth, because I feel like I just need to just settle this once and for all. And again, you can take it or leave it. You don't have to, this is what I believe. This is what I truly know to be true. Deeply, truly, deeply, madly, deeply, truly. Okay. The purpose of growth is to be able to love more, to be able to experience a deeper sense of love. Every time I've grown, every time I've had a spiritual lesson, a hard, tough, real world spiritual lesson, I have come out of it with my heart expanded. I'm able to love less on a conditional standpoint, from a conditional standpoint. I'm able to love more. I'm able to accept and forgive people more. And the reason we want to grow is because that brings us joy. It's all here. It's all meant for our benefit, for our joy. And that's also another thing, is when you look at everything and you go, everything is for my greatest good. Somehow this terrible thing that just happened to me is going to turn out really well. And the only reason I think it's terrible is because I'm not seeing it through the eyes of Source. I'm seeing it through the eyes of me being on that map without my internal compass. Like I left my compass at home. That's why I'm fearful. So what I do now throughout the day, and especially I've been noticing that I'm able to do this around people. I think it's really important to do this around people, because people are such strong influencers on us that when we can remember to pick up our internal compass again and again while we are around other people, you know, just checking in with yourself. Is this really what I want? Is this really who I am? How can I, you know, is something that's happening not going the way I feel is in alignment with my truth? How can I change this? But practicing checking in with that. And that's why I feel like meditation is the first step to that. Because if you don't even know where that internal compass voice is, what it sounds like, how it feels, if you don't know that, you will be lost on that map for the rest of your life. And some people go their whole lives kind of lost in that map, and they accidentally fall into beautiful, blissful moments, but they don't do it on purpose. They do it by accident just because their source is always with them. They always do have that compass guiding them, but you have the ability to be fully present and living and creating on purpose. And that's essentially what you want. So, I mean, like I said, this is an entire book worth of conversation. But I do hope that this sprung a whole lot of ahas within you. I would love to hear about them down below. Does this spark something in you? Do you feel that this is something you can completely do? Was I speaking something that reminded you, oh my God, I should totally do this because Source told me I should do this. You said this specific word. I want to hear all the ahas that you've had during this entire video. And also, if you feel as if you've integrated in your own life, I want to see what that looks like for you. Because as I said, I really feel like I can be my true self around people that I probably wouldn't have been able to do that and be the fullest expression of myself because they were such a strong influence on me. And to be an empath and to be able to stand in your truth and feel like you could truly be the fullest expression of yourself around anyone is a huge feat to overcome. So the fact that I'm able to do that today is magnificent. I feel insanely blessed, but I know it's not just a blessing. It's that it is a blessing, but I've chosen to allow myself to be blessed. I've chosen to be awake. I've chosen this. I've created this, and it's really beautiful. So the first step to creating something in your life is asking those questions. It's asking, right? And so I honor all of you that had this question. I also honor, of course, the two of you that directly asked me this question so that I could give you whatever came through me. And it seemed like some things came through me that I wasn't aware would come through me. So I definitely hope that you got something from this video. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. That way I know to keep doing videos like this one. All right, guys, I love you very much, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check me out on social media at Darienne Empire. And if you are interested in going even deeper than Freedom Friday, I have private coaching and I have a monthly membership that currently isn't open but will be open in the next few months. So you can join the waitlist for that one. If you are an empath and you would like to join our support group, I have a free Facebook group called #RockinEmpath that you can come and get all the love you need. Down in the link below, you can click that and join at any time. And until next week, check out this video from the archive. It's really good. Click it. Click it, click it, click it. Click it, click it, click it, click it. All right, guys. I'll see you next week.